Right, we're now doing another question from Unified Chemistry, paper 3. And it says here, chemist prepares a pure solid sample of paracetamol from 4-nitrophenol in 2 stages. Okay, let me just get rid of my computer there. Okay, so then it says here, this is the all synthetic scheme. This says, describe a 2-stage synthesis of 5 grams of pure paracetamol from 4-nitrophenol. Okay, the overall percentage yield of paracetamol from 4-nitrophenol is 40%. Okay, in your answer, you should include the mass of nitrophenol required, the reagents, and intermediate and details of purification of paracetamol. So we're going to start with the first part. Okay, so the first part is we're going to work out mass. So percentage yield is usually theoretical. Actual moles generally divided by theoretical moles. Theoretical moles times 100. So this is the formula that you have. So you know the percentage yield is 40%. So 40 divided by 100. Okay. You work out the actual moles. So let's work out the actual moles. So we have moles of paracetamol is 5 grams divided MR of this, which is 151. Okay, so that's the MR of paracetamol, 151. So 5 divided by 151 will give you 0.0331 moles. Okay, of paracetamol. So we know this is the actual moles. So the actual moles is 0.0331 divided by the theoretical moles, which we don't know. Okay, so the next stage here, you rearrange this to find theoretical moles. So theoretical moles equals to 0.0331 times 100 divided by 40. Because it's a cross, so if you're old-fashioned like me, that times that equals to that times that. So that gives you that, okay? So that will give you the theoretical moles, which is 0.08275, okay? And you can round it up to 0.0828 moles. So that's your theoretical moles, okay? So the theoretical moles we know. So we got, now we work out your mass. So the MR of 4-nitrophenol is going to be 139. So you got to work that out, okay? So if you know the moles and you know the MR, you can know the mass. So it'll be 0.0828 times 139, okay? Will give you 11.5 grams mass. So that's how much you need for your reaction of 4-nitrophenol. That's the amount you need for 4-nitrophenol. Okay, let's just write that. Okay, so that's the first part. Then now we need to talk about the reagents, and we need to talk about the purification. Now, to know the intermediate here, you need to start with here. So if you look at this structure here, and you look at this structure to start with, what has changed? So that's a nitro there. And then you can look at it and you say, oh, I got NH, which is amino. Okay, so with the amino, the hydrogen's been replaced by wasyl chloride there. So that means I have to reduce that. So the reagents for reducing nitrophenol to aminophenol, okay, are concentrated HCl plus tin, and then afterwards then you add sodium hydroxide, okay? And the intermediate looks like that for aminophenol, so it's going to be like that's your intermediate. So you change your Na2 to NH2, okay? So that keeps the same OH there, all right? So that's your intermediate. So you worked out intermediate and the reactions for stage 1, Okay. To purify a sample of paracetamol, you need to dissolve the sample, the impure solid, in minimum amount of hot solvent, because you have to heat it up to dissolve it. Okay. The next stage here, you have to cool. So cool the solvent, cool the solution, and filter the solid. You can filter with a Buckner funnel, which is high pressure thing, so it gets rid of all the water, all the water there present. Then you've got to wash with cold solvent. Wash the solid. So I would say wash the solid with cold solvent. The reason we add cold solvent is so you don't dissolve the crystals, okay? But you get rid of any impurities present there. Okay, and dry. If you want to create crystals, you can scratch. With glass rod. So you can do that. This encourages the crystals to be formed quicker, or it helps the crystals to be formed. And that will be the part of purification. Okay, I hope that was helpful.